go back here. I'll start with Jason. You've
Is that a recorder?
Yep.
Oh, look at that! Wow,
It's
God.
gredo
I got to get into this 21st century. It's amazing.
Right. Okay. You've worked on a lot of big studio pictures in your time. But what do you like about working on an independent over a studio picture?
There's no preference. I mean, some things work better as a studio picture. They need those bigger budgets, and some things do not. This is a great project, and it's an unusual project because it encompasses many genres, and its source material is not as well known as some of the other musicals that are being done. So it's not a studio picture, but it was done with the same passion. And of course, when you're working indie, everything's a lot harder because you have smaller budgets and less time, and you got to work 3 times as hard. So when they come off, it's actually more miraculous than the big ones.
Okay. And what was the number one aspect about Vinny DiRusio and Lucky Stuff that made you say, I have to play this character?
Them. This is one of the finest stage directors going. I love his work. And when that opportunity came up, I went, yay. And then I met her, and you really can't say no to Pamela Shaw. She doesn't take it well.
I can see that.
I wouldn't do it. Christopher, if I know IMDb is not the always the right source for material, but it says, if I read it right, you haven't directed a film in almost 20 years.
It's true. I like to do one every 20 years, just to keep my hands.
Okay, so what made you say, okay, I'm ready to go behind the camera again?
I really love this screenplay. I love caper films. I love Pink Panther and What's Up, Doc? And I think there's an exuberance about this script and unexpectedness that I love. And I have to say, working with these two made going to work really fun every day, because there was always something unexpected and always something bold coming out of these two.
Okay. Since it was almost 20 years, any signs of ring rust when he got behind the camera or anything else like that?
No, in fact, I got to tell you, this man had this thing planned like a World War II battle. There were storyboards. It was the most well thought out, and really to his credit, because like I say, when you have limited resources, you can't make many mistakes. And not only did he not make any mistakes, but it was a joyous and fun set, and it never felt as pressury as it could have been, and that's all for him.
And I think also that he's a theater director, and there's no divas in theater well, there are some, but it tends to be more collaborative and fun, because you have a certain time to work and you got to get it done, and why not have a good time?
This is my colleague Alan Darnay wants to get a question in.
Wire Magazine, how do you do?
Hi.
Pamela?
Chris.
When you were doing the film, how much improvisation did you guys get into? Would you get away from the script a lot?
Pretty much. So there was a really strong screenplay, but we gave ourselves permission to play.
Well, imagine this guy. He's just off the wall half the
He's got a lot of
time.
good ideas coming out of him.
Well, it's madcap, and so once you accomplish the script, if you have time and you can do a couple of extra things, something will always present itself where you go, maybe if this, maybe if that. And thankfully, because we were so well, we were in such good hands, there was time to try stuff.
Well, I know you've done a musical or two. How was preparing for this particular one? Because you haven't done many of those lately, right?
They haven't, or I haven't.
You haven't.
I do more than you would care to remember.
Really?
Shake a stick at. The preparation for them is the same as anything else, save that for the musical side, you're doing that part of your performance before you ever get to a set, and that's always tricky. But again, when you're in good hands.
So the problem is anticipating what you're going to do when
you have
get
no
to the
idea
set.
what the set's going to look like,
right.
Who you're working with.
So how long before you got on there to lip sync the songs?
We probably recorded several weeks or months, like a month before.
So did you work with him to try to get the proper intonations that you wanted for the thing?
But you record the songs before you've really fully rehearsed it or really met the rest of the movie. So part of what you're doing also is like reinventing it as you're shooting it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
One last question: what do the audience walk away with after seeing Lucky Stiff?
Oh, you'll have to ask the audience.
Okay.
Hopefully a big smile.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I go with a big smile and a chuckle and then a guffaw.
I like the guffaw part.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.